take a loss. No, I'll see you again someday. No, I'll be the man someday. So take it off. Why don't you just take it off? Think that you're advantaging me. Not too far to fall. So take it off. Know you'll need a man someday. But at what cost? Girl, you know I take a loss. Don't have to worry about me trusting cross. No, girl, I'm not gay. So take it off. You know I've been a boss. Lightning in a bottle with me. Catch it like Randy Moss. Only when I get the dubs. Let's just break it off. Girl, you know I take the loss. Struggling with the battle with it. Wonder when this war gon' end.
Taylor, 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 Taylor,
I don't think I've ever been this alone, yeah. I don't think I've ever felt this alone. Gotta make that move for those people who gon' appreciate you and everything you do. 'Cause I don't think I've ever been this alone, yeah. I don't think I've ever done.
Are we live?
We are live, guys. This is the show.
I love Wednesdays.
We are back.
We're back.
We are
We're
back,
back.
guys. Okay, we had a make sure what's going on with my audio? Okay, my audio playing.
Your audio guy?
My audio playing.
Hey DJ, turn my mic up.
Output,
DJ.
input,
Mic
output.
up.
Hello.
Mic up.
No, I don't think my audio's playing.
Mic up.
I'm gonna let you guys talk for a second.
So,
Let you guys-
anyways, we had some technical difficulties.
Okay, my audio's working over here.
We had to go ahead and upload some other difficulties.
You just about how trash the Jags were.
I don't know. We were kind of trashing Jags. Duval.
Nothing we left us saying like
Duval
even though when the
too.
Jags
Hey.
are trash,
Oh, okay,
Jags
I'm-
fans are still loyal. So
You know, like I said, we're back, y'all. You guys are right. Jags are trash. I'm not gonna totally agree with that. I'm with my boy Blake Bortles though. That's kind of where we're at. But we start off this I Love Wednesdays episode 10. We got off. We were talking about Ryan being in Facebook. We got on that. So we still got that video. If you guys want to check that out, why he did what he did, and why he'll never go back. He's never gonna go back. He's gonna clap.
I ain't going back.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't going back. And like I said, we got Kendrick on today, so we'll be talking some football. We weren't done with the football topic. I love football, so we could talk about football all fucking night. But we were saying that we were talking about the Jags and how they benched Blake Bortles. We went over that, and we were talking kind of just NFL topics. I asked you, Kendrick, kind of earlier. You know, was there anything else that sticks out to you, headlines that are sticking out to you that you're like, you know what, I want to talk about that, or is there anything? I was talking about the Browns, I think, before we went off, or I was talking about kind of the young quarterbacks. We were talking about Sam Darnold and how he's throwing interceptions and how he's turning in kind of not necessarily comparing him to Peyton Manning. I see that symbolism though, where Peyton Manning did throw the ball a lot.
Rookie year, threw the most interceptions.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold's doing the same thing.
I mean, he threw interceptions his whole career. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're a quarterback, you don't throw interceptions, but he was known for throwing his interceptions.
It's one of the worst rookies.
The whole career, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think Blake, you know, they were talking about Dak and Blake. And I think Dak, I said that in the beginning of the season. And really just the beginning of this season, Dak and Blake are kind of similar. And I think just Dak kind of doesn't turn the ball over as much, whereas Blake does turn the ball over.
I think y'all are in the making, really. To be honest, like y'all got a younger quarterback. They're doing a little bit better now. Honestly, have to be.
Is that Giants hate over
Denver
it?
took like 10 years to rebuild their team. I'm hoping Jaguars come out of that.
Cowboys haven't been good since the '80s.
I
They'll never
think-
be good again.
I think I don't necessarily disagree with that. That will never be good again because it's been a while,
Not until
and
Jerry Jones leaves. That's all.
I'm not that Cowboys fan that's delusional that thinks we're gonna win every single season. That's not me.
Pull a whole
That's
new
not
team
me.
in
Okay.
there. Pull a whole new
If
team.
you think about like
Super Bowl.
these last 3 weeks, I thought we were gonna lose, and I'm gonna keep that same mentality until we win, or until we do lose.
Y'all been winning.
Until we do lose.
Y'all been winning.
We've had some good seasons. I gotta say that.
7th straight loss.
We've had some-
Who
yeah.
are we playing next week?
Who are y'all playing? Let me look real quick. Let me see who you guys are playing.
I can't even remember, but
Let me see.
I go into every game thinking like we should win this one. We really should pull this one off, and then we
I
lose
think-
by 1 point.
I think that's the problem with the Jags is they feel like they should win a game when they really
Yeah.
shouldn't.
We talked
Win
about
it
it
again,
again.
yeah,
I
you
feel
know what I
like
mean?
we only prepared for the Patriots this year.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
our-
That was the
that
Super
was the
Bowl.
Super
Oh, we
Bowl.
guys played the Colts.
the Colts.
Yeah,
Play
the
the
Colts
Colts are
gonna
hot
wax
right
you, bro.
now.
We should
Andrew-
win.
Colts are hot.
No,
No,
look,
no.
Andrew Luck, they've won.
Not
They've
anymore.
won 6 straight. Andrew Luck
Maybe
has gone.
maybe last year without Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck's gone 8
but-
games straight throwing 3 touchdowns.
Breaking
Yeah.
He's about to break
Yeah,
the record.
Andrew Luck
Breaking my
is.
heart.
Yeah, he's good.
I'm dead.
Sick, right?
The Jaguars,
Andrew Luck
dog,
is
please.
still one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Everyone doubted. I said it when he came back. I said Andrew Luck's gonna come in here. He's gonna tear it up.
Yeah.
People were like, nah, Andrew Luck's done. He's busted.
Yeah.
Nah, boy's taking off. He's about
I
to
think
break
I
Tom
asked you
Brady's
that too.
record.
I was like, "What do you think about Andrew Luck?" And you said that.
He's
you
a
were
boss,
like,
bro. He's
yeah.
so good. He's so good.
Yeah, and I think it was good for them to let him take time off. Like I think that's one thing I hate about NFL teams is like somebody gets injured, you're like, I don't know if it's
But
I know it's
he's
the person.
guy, yeah.
I know it's the person. They're like, I got to get in there, but there should be somebody like, no, you need to take a year off, take 2 years off.
He re-injured himself snowboarding, right?
Yeah.
He,
Yeah,
like,
I mean-
shoulder more snowboarding.
That was the
Would-
best thing
do you
they
think
did.
that'll apply to Le'Veon Bell? Him taking these.
I think
this
Le'Veon
year
Bell
off?
goes to the Colts.
Mm.
I think Le'Veon Bell goes because Colts have like the most money in free agency. They barely spend any money, and like Le'Veon's Bell value has sunk so
Yeah.
low. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna be so cheap. There's no way he's gonna be able to get $17 million.
No, that's one thing I was saying. I was like,
And the Colts have so much money. I think he goes to the Colts.
somebody was telling me, he'd go there and get paid. I'm like, he's not. I mean, he'll get paid, of course,
Yeah,
but
he's
he's
not gonna get
not.
what he wanted.
Yeah, he's not. No.
It's like he said he was gonna show up 3 times. He didn't show up. I mean that sucks. It's he hurt his own value. But if he
It's
wants to
disappointing.
play football. He'll play football and get money, but he doesn't have to at this point. He doesn't have
Yeah.
to play football. That's why he sat out, because he knew it was like he had 1 year left of Steelers, and they were going to use him up, like for all these how he was worth. He didn't want to put his body on that, so unless they're going to pay him what he's worth, so he sat out.
Yeah.
Like I'm on Le'Veon Bell's side. I think it was a smart move. A lot of people say he was like selfish, and it was like you want more millions of dollars and you're already a millionaire, but
I think it was a smart move to
Yeah,
an
it's a
extent.
smart
I think we're still working itself out. You know what I mean? I think that's one thing I hate about like watching like ESPN or anything like that. They make a decision here now. This is today.
Right.
Today the Cowboys.
They were gonna
Oh,
win.
today the Giants suck. But
Right.
then next year when they're good, well, we've been saying they've been building a
Yeah,
team, and it's
definitely.
like it's the stuff
you
that
gotta
plays
check the
out.
News cycles,
It
right?
plays
You gotta
out.
have
Yeah.
something on 24
Yeah,
hours a day.
yeah.
It kind of sucks.
But when that person does come on and says, "Hey, we could kind of think about this a little bit widespread and not just argue." At one point, we can argue, "Hey, what this is going to happen?" Like John Gruden being on the Raiders, he gets a 10-year, $10 million or is it $100 million deal, and he takes that. What is you're looking at it right now? Of course, it's going to look bad.
I
With
believe
everything
it,
he's
right.
done, and but like think 5 years down the line,
They have
hopefully not 5
first-round
years.
picks in 2 years.
Yeah, 3 years. I think he needs 3. I think 3 years. You see, okay. If then after 3 years, then if it doesn't work, then you start to panic and like.
What's a surprise team y'all think this year?
Bears.
Bears?
Yeah, the
Bears
Bears, man.
sneaking
You know
up
what?
in
I
there.
was telling people the Bears. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I was telling people the Bears for the last 2 years. I was like, watch
They-
out for the
they-
Bears. Once
they-
they get a
they-
quarterback.
To the
For
clip
like 5 years.
where Matt said Bears gonna go to the Super Bowl. Like,
Yeah, yeah. For real, exactly,
They've been coming
exactly.
for like 5 years.
Yeah, people
Honestly,
hated
yeah.
Mitchell Trubisky last year. I liked him. As
I think
thought he was
I
good.
think once they got Trubisky and then like they just had all these
they had to let him
these-
loose. They had a better head coach.
I mean,
this
we
year.
all forgot about what's his name. That was Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
I mean, he was running that franchise to the ground. He was running that franchise to the ground. As far as offensively, I mean,
Yeah.
he just like no care in the world.
He didn't
dude.
care. He did not care about football.
No care in the
He didn't
world.
care.
He literally.
But the thing is, they had like a bad coach last year, and this year they got Matt Nagy, who was the Chiefs offensive coordinator. So he knows how to call. He knows
Yeah.
how to call his plays, and he's let Mitchell Trubisky run out and do what he does. And so it's been great to watch. And
That's
obviously, you get one of the best defensive players in the year, like Khalil Mack.
that right there. Like I understand him letting go of Amari Cooper, but letting go of like I was talking about. I forgot what they were saying, a generational player like Khalil Mack. Like you can let go of and the defensive guy at that. Like you don't find these guys. You don't just pick these guys out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These guys are
They
cemented.
build a team.
Yeah.
It was questionable. I could see what he wanted to do. He wanted to get like guys who were in on his system, and maybe Khalil Mack just wasn't in on his like system or
Yeah.
ideology.
Yeah.
Because Gruden's like an old school style coach, so they have so much money, and they have 5 first round picks in the next 2 years. So they're gonna make big moves this offseason. They're gonna have a lot of good talent come out of college. So I think the Raiders are going to be all right.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not worried about the Raiders.
I think it'll be fine. I think
But
they'll
yeah,
be
the
fine.
Bears are definitely a surprise this year. The Bears are a legit team.
I know we were talking about Super Bowls. Do you guys think they have a chance to go to Super Bowl this year?
I mean,
Bears-
unfortunately, no, because they're in the
I
NFC.
think it's Saints. I'm really calling Saints.
Yeah, I think
the
really
Saints
are the
think
best
it's gonna
team in
be the
football.
Saints. Saints was one of the best Super Bowls I ever watched when they came
That was a
back
good one.
and they did an onside kick and they came back.
I think
and
after that
scored
Super
another.
Bowl, everybody loved the Saints after that Super
Gotcha.
Bowl. It
And
was
that
just
was
like,
the first year the
George
what's
Bush
it called?
hates black people.
They had their bowl back.
Yeah, Superdome was big.
The Superdome was back.
Yeah.
exactly. Superdome was.
But I think it's gonna be Saints Patriots. That's what I'm picking for the
Saints,
Super Bowl.
Patriots,
Saints,
man.
Don't want to see. I hope Patriots.
Nobody wants to see the Patriots do it, but
But who
They
else?
do it
Chiefs are up there. And they're leading the AFC right now.
yeah. The Chiefs
I would like
are
to see
9-1.
They got two
AFC.
losses.
Honestly,
Oh,
would like
9-1,
to see
9-1.
the Chiefs.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
like to
just
see the
don't-
Chiefs and the Saints.
Andy Reid just
Yeah, I
doesn't
say
win
that.
the
I know.
playoffs.
I know Andy
I would like
Reid.
to see Rams. I've been a Rams fan since Marshall Falk.
Andy Reid and
Like,
McNabb
Nike.
always. We have people always talk crap, but they never did anything. Just like I would always say, being in that division. You know
And
what I mean?
what frustrated me with the Chiefs is like they didn't do anything within the trade deadline to shore up that defense. Like Eric Berry is one of the best safeties in the league. He's been out for a long time. Like he's really good. I mean, the dude beat cancer. He's amazing.
Yeah.
And but he's been injured for a long time. They don't get any new safeties. They don't get any cornerbacks to help the defense. So it was kind of dumb. But I just think they have too many injuries on defense, and injury just kind of chokes in the playoffs. And
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
the
You know who?
Patriots are just too
You
hard
know
to
who
beat in
was
the
making me
playoffs.
mad right now? The Minnesota Vikings, man. I
Vikings.
was so up on Kirk Cousins.
Man,
Now
they
I know
banned
Kirk
it, bro.
Cousins
They were such a
couldn't
good
beat the
team.
Cowboys.
At
I
one
knew
point.
that. I know these Cowboys. I tell you, I know these Cowboys. But this I know he couldn't beat the Cowboys. But I was in on him. I was like, he's gonna go to a team. He's got Diggs.
Yeah.
You got all. And he's showing. And
feel
he's
like
showing
they were
it.
solid
But the
for a good
defense.
year or two.
The
Yeah.
defense
And then
looks
they fell
iffy,
off,
man.
yeah.
The defense looked great last
Yeah.
year, and this year they look iffy.
I was
dude.
not on the Kirk Cousins train.
I wanted him to do good.
I think he's an average quarterback best. I didn't like the move only because they paid him so much money. They paid him like an
That's
elite
another thing.
quarterback,
Yeah.
which you kind of had to do because it was free agency. But
Yeah.
he wasn't worth that much money. Like
He gets his stats, but
Yeah.
he doesn't win games.
Exactly. Yeah, he gets his.
And,
He'll
yeah.
get his. He'll get.
Yeah.
If you got him on fantasy, it's fine.
Yeah.
He's not gonna win you games.
Yeah, he's not gonna win any games.
I
And-
definitely have a question though. Like,
Uh-huh.
what would you think about the future? Like, the future of the owners of the NFL. You know, some of the average owners of the NFL are above 70 and above.
Yeah, a lot of them like.
So they were-
I was about to say a lot of them are dropping like flies. It sounds like
Or
that.
some of them
But
are
there were 3
teenagers
owners
and
died this
adults
year. You
by
know?
the
Really?
time that-
What? 3? I did not realize that.
Yeah.
3 owners.
Yeah.
Which owners? I know the
Seahawks
I know
owner.
the Texans.
Seahawks owner died.
Mm.
Texans owner died, and the Saints owner died.
Oh wow.
So that
Yeah.
raises the question, like, what's going to be the future
And, like,
of the
the owner of
NFL?
the
You know, when
Packers
these
is old,
new
the
younger-
Bears is
I know the
new
wife
younger
of the
people comes
Texans.
up.
Owner of the Bears
Usually-
is so old. Like
I think
Miss
the
Alice,
wife
she's, like-
usually takes over. Really?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
She's sold. So the Bears, but I mean, a lot of the ownership is about to take over. Like we've seen with new management too. Like Shad Khan, just in this city. Like, I mean, that's a great mold for what you want to see because
Yeah,
he
definitely.
takes it past football. You know, what I mean, he's done a lot for the city of
He's-
Jacksonville.
He
Yeah.
wants
which
to
is great.
redo the landing.
Yeah,
mean,
I don't think that's
he's
ever gonna
done a lot
happen.
for the
I
city.
don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Especially if he's talking about moving to London and like it's like
I don't think he'll. I think he. You know, it wouldn't be wrong for this man. What is he? A billionaire?
Yeah.
As for him to dabble into both, and maybe he's thinking about longevity, like
Yeah, I mean,
way past. Like I'm talking about 20 years from now. Where's the Jaguars? Maybe he is thinking about
Yeah.
taking him. But
Mhm.
like, what would be wrong with that? As a Jaguars fan, for me, I just want to see us like win one Super Bowl here in Jacksonville, and you can go wherever the hell.
Yeah.
I'll support you forever.
But I think it's good that he's had a presence outside of football.
Mhm.
Like you got to realize that you can, like with your platform, like football is one of the biggest platforms you have. Like you can make a change with
Yeah.
with football. You know, what I mean, he's done that. He's done, like I said, he's done a lot for the city.
Yeah.
And he's like talking about doing more and stuff like that. His son's really cool with that too.
you know
And,
what
had a
what are they doing at the Browns though? Like it's like they're not changing.
Well-
Are they changing the city? Are they?
No, they're not doing anything.
Browns-
You know what I mean? And or I mean, you got all these
They're
other sports
trying.
teams in
And
Cleveland
you know
too.
what the
coming
Browns
up.
did do
Honestly,
though?
they're
When the Browns
doing
got the
better.
first win, everyone in the city got free Bud Light, so they did that for him. You know
Really?
What I mean?
They got-
They had like these
With
like,
Baker.
big lockers that were locked, and it was like Bud Light put them all over the city. It was like if you win, those will be unlocked, and it's just free Bud Light for everybody.
Really?
So,
I
yeah,
thought they
was-
had it in
was
the
pretty
arena.
great.
Arena, I didn't know.
It was
about
all
that.
around the city.
Yeah.
People just free Bud
It's
Light.
just
It's pretty
interesting.
great.
Yeah.
That's embedded in our culture, man. Like,
Mhm. Mhm.
But I feel like, do they promote alcohol? You know,
Oh yeah, definitely. The NFL definitely. Yeah, NFL doesn't play
Yeah,
about that.
it's
Like
sponsored
that's
by
just
Bud Light.
that's why they were like Oh,
Oh shit! We got you flying.
Take me out of here.
This is the part where I try to interject. We got
That's why you
Coach
guys
here.
inviting me over here.
It switched to me real quick. Let me stop. I should have switched. I should have seen it coming. I should have switched to me.
Nah, let them see what happened.
Let them
Everybody
see.
saw it.
Oh,
Live.
shit.
It's fair and fair. I'm
Yeah,
sure
fair,
there's
fair. Oh,
Fair and fair, Harold and Harold, and Morgan and Morgan.
take it to our job. Like, get these guys out of here.
Got you a
All
lawsuit,
trios.
man.
Get them out, man.
Uh,
Get them out. And it says love
get 'em
too.
out.
And it says love itself. So.
Black on black
They
crime, man.
don't want
Black
the
on
love.
black crime. So we talking about.
Colors.
Oh my god.
Color, no color.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
you're dying.
Yeah.
No.
And but yeah, in the surprise teams too. I wouldn't say surprise. Another team that I've been like up on, been wanting to do good. Is Chargers. I've been wanting them to do
I've
good,
been-
stuff like that. You know,
Chargers are fun to root
LaDainian
for.
like
Tomlinson.
Breeze and
Man, that
Phillip.
was a good time.
And there's other quarterbacks similar to them that I want to see get a ring. You know,
Uh-huh.
before they, Breeze one more. Phillip, I want to see him get
Yeah.
a ring. You know, what I'm
Phillip
saying?
All I'm saying is Philip
almost
Rivers
had
got
it.
drafted the same year as Eli Manning. Eli Manning's got 2 rings.
True,
But-
That's all I'm
true.
saying.
But
And that's another thing about Eli.
now Phillips.
I don't
got
sleep
two
on
rings.
Eli.
Patriots
Okay, I
with
don't sleep on
ACL
Eli.
tear.
No.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
He had that
Phillips-
game 2 weeks ago. He had 1 incompletion. Eli Manning still got it. He just got a bad offensive line.
Yeah, horrible. I mean,
bad.
as soon as he snaps the ball, he's so old he can't even move. Like it's
I
just
mean,
like
he's a statue
just
in the
go
pocket,
down.
just like Peyton
yeah.
Manning.
Yeah,
He's
just
not
go
going to
down.
move in the pocket. But
Mhm.
But that year
He's
with
gonna deliver that ball.
LaDainian Tomlinson and
I miss LT,
Phillips
man.
was really good. Like he
Phillip Rivers was
played,
dope,
he
yeah.
played that championship with the ACL
LT,
tear.
yeah.
And so like I got a torn ACL, and I don't know, like freshly torn, that shit that blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like I'm like 6 years down the line of not having a surgery, but that's like going through physical therapy and everything.
Yeah.
Like him playing that and almost winning that game, like he really should have had that. But that was another one. Wasn't it against the Patriots? I believe it was against the Patriots.
I'm
So
not
that
sure.
was the year they
Probably
went
was.
to the
Either Patriots or the Steelers.
it went to
Mm-hmm.
the New York Giants and the Patriots, and that was another like one of the best.
That's
Super
probably
Bowls ever.
probably the best Super Bowl in my lifetime
Yeah,
so far.
I'll say that one.
That
too.
Giants
because that
versus-
Hail,
'cause
the Hail
because-
Mary,
Which one, though?
The one where the
45
Patriots were
yards.
undefeated
Yeah,
the whole
that's a
time,
good one.
and then the one,
2011,
yeah,
New York
yeah.
Giants threw that like almost Hail Mary.
Because everybody hated the
It was like a
Patriots. If you weren't
45
from
yarder.
Maine, I mean, still now, if you're not from Maine, you
Right.
hate the Patriots. But everybody hated the Patriots. I
Everybody
don't mind the
wanted-
Patriots anymore now, but like back then, it was like I don't want to see the Patriots win that Super Bowl. You know,
I
what I mean?
don't I don't hate him as much as I used to hate him.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I'm tired of seeing the same shit
Yeah.
in the NFL.
It is time, but you gotta I respect the hell out of that.
I
That
do.
is a legit
Yeah, I do
like
respect.
dynasty. Like to go that many Super Bowls, that many championships. Like what is he? I think they've been to 9 together,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Has it been 9?
Yeah, because
Wow.
I know he has 5 rings. He lost 2 to the Giants. He lost 1 to the Seahawks, and then he lost 1 last year
That
to
was
the
Tom
Eagles. So that's 9.
Dolphins,
Yeah.
Giants. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I would say, I mean, like, when you look at the Patriots and I look at like think about the future, I'm like, I'm gonna have to tell my kids about
Right.
this, especially
yeah,
if
it's
I'm,
never gonna happen again.
yeah,
I like
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm to be like, hey, Tom Brady, he may do all whatever he did.
Patriots do.
Now
you
we
know.
should be playing when we have kids.
Yeah, I know, right, bro? My life would be
But they're
incomplete.
also
though.
really good. Like they'll look at game rules. They're very mentally like they'll
Yeah.
do mental games. They'll stretch things. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah,
saying
Bill
that they'll
Belichick's a
cheat. I
genius.
won't say they're cheating.
Yeah, Brittany says Patriots suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hate is real.
But
Mm-hmm.
it's just at the same time they're very smart. I'll say that.
Yeah, they know
You
the
gotta
game.
Respect like that. That's a level of coaching that some people don't go to. at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, if you
that's
ever
a-
watch like a video of like Bill Belichick like break down tape, it's like
Mm-hmm.
the dude's a legit genius. Like it's mind boggling.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
He's
I know-
gonna be the next Tom Coughlin. I feel like he's gonna be like 80 years old.
I know commentators pointed out something one time about the Patriots, and I never really realized it. Like, you'll see the Patriots on the sideline when the rule goes out, and like it's a rule like our touchdown rules that are weird. Like if you're,
Oh, yeah,
if
they'll
you're
say
juggling
that
the ball,
forever, bro.
but the Patriots already knew. They were like, no, this is our, like the whole team was like, no, this is ours, and the other team's like, what's like looking confused, like what do you what's going on, what's this penalty? And like you said, it comes to coaching, in little things like that, just knowing what is a penalty, it's a big difference from a team. You get to you get to the Browns or something like that, and they don't care, they're like,
Listen, I think all 3 of our teams need new coaches. They all suck.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
say Doug Marrone sucks, but he should be like a coordinator, not a head coach. Like to be able to trot out Blake Bortles for this long, like you got to have a little bit of self-awareness. Jason
Yeah,
Garrett has
that's
sucked.
true.
Jason Garrett has always sucked.
I like
Yeah.
him better
He's a Jerry
than
Jones,
Gus
yeah.
he's
Bradley.
an 8 guy,
He's a Jerry Jones.
Exactly.
yes,
He's a
man.
good
That's why
fella.
He keeps them.
He's a good fella.
I
Yeah.
like
Pat
him way
Shermer's
better
not
than
the
Gus
And-
Bradley.
Pat Shermer's not the.
What was I going to say about the? I think I was going to say something about the Giants. Do you think they should have sat Eli at that point? You know what I mean? Was it Eli?
Well, last year, no, they didn't use him last year because if they were gonna sit him last year, they didn't need to start Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Everyone
Oh,
knows Geno Smith
Woo.
was gonna.
Did he get punched in the jaw when he first? He did.
Yeah, Geno Smith.
He got-
But everyone knew what Geno Smith was
It's
about.
a-
He was. If you were going to sit him and start someone else, start the rookie that we had, Davis Webb. They didn't start the rookie. That's saying if this year they sit him, like we keep drafting these quarterbacks like rookies, and then we never play them.
And you got a great guy.
We got a good guy.
You got a
this
great
year.
guy to
Kyle
kind of.
Lauletta, he's great.
Well, I'm saying you got a great guy like Eli to
Yeah, sit
lead
him-
them
sit him
down
on
the
him,
path.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like
And-
I just think they should, like, especially this game. We're playing the Bears this week. You know he's gonna get sacked. Khalil Mack's gonna hit him hard. I think he should just. They should just say he got a injury to his shoulder. Just say he got a shoulder injury, so no one gets mad when we sit him, and then put out
Yeah,
the
yeah.
rookie, see what he can do.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
just put Eli Manning out of his misery. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
didn't think about that.
they just say he got injured, and so we can put the rookie in.
Yeah, yeah, that way
I'm
nobody's-
tired of us drafting quarterbacks, and they never play.
Never, yeah.
And just so we
That's
see what
what
we got.
we
I think Eli is just so cerebral, even especially in practice.
He's
like
still
he
good.
can still
do it,
he
but
can-
we don't have the team for him to do that.
They're trying
Yeah.
to give him
He has
another
no
Peyton.
time.
They're trying to give him a Peyton year.
Yeah.
know what I
We
mean?
don't. We don't have the line for it. The
What do
man's
you
gonna
think
get
about
hurt.
next year's draft, like Jaguars? Do you draft another
I'm not big
Jaguars
into
have to get a
college.
quarterback.
I'm not big into college. That's one thing that's bad about me. Like, so I couldn't tell you like who
Jaguars.
they should get.
Have to get.
But
quarterback.
quarterback.
Yeah, they
You
need to
think,
get
think
the
we
dude.
have do we have some good
Jaguars gotta
quarterbacks
do
coming out
something.
this year?
Yeah, you gotta get the dude from. This is dude
not
Oregon,
big into
Justin
college
Herbert,
either.
plays for Oregon. He's the dude. A lot of people want to get this guy Will Greer. He plays for West Virginia now. He used to play for Florida, so like he played for the Gators. He never played for them
Oh,
actually. They got
please.
him suspended because he was doing steroids, so they suspended him. He went
Oh,
to West Virginia,
please.
and now he's killing it. But
I
he's
can't
not gonna
stand
do
the
good.
Gators. Please don't draft.
I haven't. See, I don't keep up with any college.
That's what happened with
football.
Bortles. You draft. That's what happened with Bortles. You drafted a homer,
Yeah,
thinking
he's
that
going
you're
to
gonna
Florida.
be
He's a Florida boy.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Florida boy.
It's
and,
fine.
Florida
and
ball.
you know, get somebody else in here. And
He does
and
look like
change it.
every dude at the beach bars there to see.
Yeah, he does.
He
He does.
Every dude.
When he
Call
came
him
in,
the
when he
beach
came
bar
in,
drunk.
and I was like, he's just a Florida dude.
They
man.
call him the
What's
beach
up, man?
bar drunk. And
Yeah.
like that's his nickname at Pete's and shit. Like,
Well, you know,
Listen,
they
if-
be on his side because you know Blake is my boy.
nah,
Blake is my boy. You
They
know what I'm
sat
saying?
him this week.
Blake is my boy.
If
You know
Cody
what I'm saying?
Kessler takes the Jaguars to a win this week, you're gonna see Blake Bortles in the beach bar.
Yo,
I'll tell
Blake
you
is
that.
my boy. You know what I'm saying? So you know, there's people be talking at the beach bars. He has one drink and
Put
they
Blake
all
on
be
another team, let him strive.
That's my boy right
put,
there, man.
Put him in San Francisco.
Nah,
Put
they got
Blake
Jimmy
in
G.
San
They're
Fran.
good. Jimmy G, man, out here dating porn
No,
stars.
Jimmy. I said this is another thing I said. I've said a lot of things that I didn't record.
Yeah, I've said
Alright? I said a lot of things that I didn't record. And Jimmy G was one of the things that I said because Jimmy G is from Eastern Illinois, same college that Tony Romo is from. And they just play the same, bro. And then the collarbone, once you break that collarbone, that's it, bro. It's it. Like, I mean, I'm not saying you can't come back. I'm
You
not saying
should
there's
not
people.
come back.
But the way they play, they can't play the way they play.
But he didn't
with
break his
the-
collarbone, so he's up fine.
He did break it this first year though.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, first year. He broke his
Damn.
collarbone.
How you like Tony Romo commentating games?
It's
He's
amazing.
great, man.
It's
He's
amazing.
great.
He's like, they call him Romo Stradamus.
He's getting
he knows
his.
it's gonna come before it comes
He's
out.
getting like
Yeah,
he's getting like a Madden effect
think he's
almost,
smooth.
to
Yeah,
where
you're
people
right.
are like, oh,
Yeah,
you know,
you're
he sucks. He sucks as a quarterback. What you did have is I always appreciated him as a quarterback, but now that he's
Bro, I
out-
learned so much more about football just from watching his commentating.
Yeah,
His
he's
commentating.
That is true.
Dude's amazing.
Because he explains things.
He knows exactly what defense is going to play, exactly what offense is going to play.
Once they call
before
it.
the snap. Before the
Yeah.
snap, he's like, this is
Definite.
where this guy's going to go, and this
Definite.
defense is going to do this. And
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, bro.
Has he commentated the Jaguars game? I haven't been.
I
I'm working
think
every
yeah,
game
yeah, he
Sunday.
did. He did. I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because it's on CBS.
Yeah,
Jaguars
he
are-
was in. Remember, he
so-
came into town at our
You
restaurant.
know what I did? Watch
He
Yeah,
came
yeah,
to town
yeah.
and he broadcasted that one week. He came into
Yeah.
town.
But that goes to show you that, you know, like he came in, he talked to all the staff, took pictures with them. Blake comes in, he doesn't even want to be involved with the community. I feel like
I'm telling man, y'all be giving my dude Blake a hard time, bro. Like it's hard to be a pimp.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
you can't be
Like,
mad at Blake for that because Jacksonville is giving him so much flack. Like,
Always.
He was getting so much shit from Jacksonville fans.
he knows we're
I would-
talking shit in the back, bro.
If I was Blake Bortles,
He
I don't
knows.
want to talk to Ninny Alley either.
Yeah.
Like, y'all don't like me. Like, just let me have my drink.
He knows.
That is
Get outta here,
good.
bro.
That
He
is
could tell, man. Like I like I said, I think Tony Romo was a great quarterback. I don't think is he a Hall of Famer? I don't know about all that.
I'm a Giants
But-
fan. I hate the Cowboys. Tony
Yeah.
Romo's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
That boy was good.
Yeah, he
Because
went
you
through a
think about-
lot of stuff.
You think about the line the Cowboys have now, it's like one of the best lines in the league. He didn't have that.
No.
He didn't have Zeke Elliott back
No.
there.
No,
You know,
you seen like a
It's like a
glimpse
Phillip Rivers.
of what he could have had
Yeah.
in 14 of what it could have been, and they
Tony Romo's
drafted
the truth.
this team we drafted now was for Tony Romo. You know what I'm saying? Expecting him to be like
Yeah.
play a little bit longer,
It
but
reminds me of like Phillip Rivers, somebody who should have went.
and that's
to-
kind of why I want to see those guys get those rings, just because Tony couldn't. I want to see some of these guys that are gunslingers and stuff like that, or not just people that have been in the league for a while get there.
Definitely.
I know somebody asked me, a great topic about football is they asked me if would I rather have McNabb or would I rather have Michael Vick. And I was like, Mike Vick.
Mike Vick.
the
I'm
experience,
top, man.
He changed the
Oh, Jay.
NFL, bro.
Yeah.
Michael
Mike
Vick.
Vick.
Michael Vick.
Yeah.
Like
Mike
that
Vick.
was insane.
He could run. He could his running alone was so funny, and just playing games with him.
Yeah, playing Madden 2004 with them and cover. The boy's a cheat code. You cannot stop him.
He
could've.
If they've been playing with the
Could've.
Falcons, you're like, man, I don't even
Street.
play
Hey,
no
what
more.
you do
I
the whole
don't want to
time?
play no more, bro.
Run all the way back.
Yeah, NFL Street's the game.
Yeah,
NFL
NFL Street
Street,
was.
I,
Yeah.
We still have a PlayStation 2 at our house, and we still play NFL Street to
I got
this
it.
day.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
It's the
I
best.
just bought it.
It's the best.
I played it on
Yeah.
GameCube. That's what I played it on
You played it
GameCube.
on GameCube?
Yeah.
Damn, I
Yeah.
can't
Playing
even
Spyro
imagine.
and NFL Street.
Dog, on the GameCube, dog.
I played
love
game.
GameCube.
On what was it Smash Brothers too?
Smash Brothers.
Mm.
So my girl actually pre-ordered Smash Brothers Ultimate. So I'm
Hey, that's
excited.
love right there.
December
Mm.
That's
7th.
love.
December 7th.
Listen, this cuffing season. I just want somebody to pre-order Smash Bros. Ultimate for me. Anybody out there?
That's all I'm
Just-
saying.
that's all I'm
Like,
just tell me.
I'm an
make it-
easy dude. I be
I don't know how much. I don't need presents.
I be gaming for like 8 hours at 1 a.m. every
I don't
fucking
need you
night.
to cook
Dog.
for
You know what I'm
me.
saying? That's
Just
all.
put a $5 pre-order.
I need you to cook at least. I need to be. I need to eat. You know what I'm saying? I get hangry.
Love.
I get a little hangry and stuff like
The
that.
world around the love.
And but you know what? But speaking of Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson reminds me a lot
Yeah,
of Mike
2-0,
Vick.
2-0.
A lot of Mike Vick because he runs the ball. Like he broke the record for rushing 26 rushes, I think. 150 plus yards, I think.
Yeah, he had. I mean, he did the same thing in Louisville. It was kind of rough for his side. But the thing is, with Lamar Jackson and Michael Vick, though, that it's like, unfortunately, he gets pigeonholed in that little spot, in that
Yeah.
box with that athletic quarterback. But
Yeah.
the dude broke all kinds of passing records at Louisville. Like the dude can pass the ball once he learns the system. So
Strong arm,
I hope,
accurate.
hopefully, they don't keep him in that role because like he can scramble and make it happen. But I hope they try to push him to stay in the bucket and actually show what he can do with his arm. Because,
Yeah, right.
Because he can throw the ball. You know what I mean?
Y'all gonna get Joe Flacco, so.
Yeah.
Bring him to
And
the
get Jeff Flacco.
Jaguars.
Man, average Joe.
Joe Flacco.
I just think we need to hire 5 quarterbacks and let them slay to the death.
I think you need to get a veteran for sure. I think you need to get a veteran in there. You know what I mean?
Russell Wilson.
Even if you gotta pay for him, and then if you're gonna get a rookie, at least you got that veteran.
Listen,
Khan
the
should
thing
pay
is,
for
You know what I mean? Not no like Matt Barkley or no Matt Castle veteran. I'm talking about like Joe's a Super Bowl winning veteran, even though he has he
Last
hasn't
year,
done
Phillip
much since.
Rivers.
Yeah, I mean,
Get
that is
somebody like
interesting.
that. Yeah, you know what I mean?
That is interesting.
Get somebody like that, and then you don't want what do you want? Why you want somebody behind Blake Bortles unless they're going to be good? You know what I
But
mean?
Blake Bortles has to be on the team. Like it sucks because they picked up his option this year, so they already paid him.
So that's why Blake's kinda like
if they cut him, they're going to pay him more money than if he's on the team. So he's
Yeah.
going to be the backup either way. He's going to
Yeah.
be on the team.
Oh, okay.
You're not getting rid of
Let him
Blake
be the
Bortles. He's
backup.
going to be on the team.
Let him be the backup.
I mean, you
That's
got
a solid backup, bro. That's a solid backup.
I feel like at
Let
this
him be
point,
the backup.
You got to draft a quarterback. You already missed out. You didn't get Kirk Cousins.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
Joe Flacco. I don't even know if he's going to play.
Man, I did want y'all to get Kurt though. I would have been out for that. Yeah, at least you're gonna get yards and maybe sell tickets.
You know who I really thought was going to be a really good quarterback and ended up?
Tebow.
No. Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
I really thought
You're on
he
the
was
Johnny
gonna.
football stream,
I
bro?
really thought he was going to come
The
out.
Snickers
and
bar
be
got
strong.
me.
That same year as Teddy Bridgewater and Bortles actually. But I
Yeah.
really thought he was going to be like
Teddy
something.
Bridgewater. That's another one.
But
Teddy Bridgewater should be a
Blackman,
starter.
Justin
He wins
Blackman,
games.
He's like
He
a
should be a
Justin
starter.
Blackman. He couldn't stay out of trouble, man.
Yeah.
Stay off the weed. Stephen A. Smith.
If I'm getting paid millions of dollars, hell yeah.
But that boy's in the CFL now, and he's still trash. He's still trash.
Manziel, yeah,
Threw
yeah.
like 4 interceptions.
He's another one that just doesn't go down. Like, go down, bro. You're small, bro. Go down. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I
he's
mean?
really
Like,
small. He doesn't know the game out. Like in college, you can be athletic and make really good plays. Like,
Yeah.
you can scram around, you can make things happen.
And I think
NFL, you got to know the game.
I don't really, like I said, I don't really watch a lot of college, but I think not only was he athletic, he just had like a mentality. Like, you think about these college
a dog.
kids,
He was a
yeah,
dog.
you think about these college kids, they're like, oh, we're trying to make it to the NFL. He's like, I'm gonna make it to the NFL. Like, I'm already on my way.
Yeah,
Get out of
that's
my
true.
way. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of
That
his
is
mentality.
true.
Maybe he had,
Yeah.
stuff like that, but.
I like that. I didn't think about that, to be honest. The
Yeah. So then they
mentality
get to
of
like the
quarterback.
NFL, and then everybody's like, "Oh, everyone was like the best in college in the NFL."
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's not the same.
yeah. I met one running back, Dexter Carter, was drafted #1 overall for San Francisco, the FSU player. But he Ubered me to work one day,
Really?
like that.
No way.
Like, yeah.
You serious?
And
Oh,
it was
that's
Dexter,
crazy.
yeah. So I met him, and it was like I couldn't notice. I didn't like praise him like, oh, you're a first round pick, cool man. Oh, you know what I mean. But I was just like, it was cool to meet you. So.
What would you like to see, like, okay, so I know our next topic is a little bit about government and the races,
Yeah.
campaign rallies, but would you like to see Colin Colin Kaepernick, get more involved in politics and actually, run on a.
No.
What if you've seen him run on
Well,
a Democratic Socialist platform
I don't-
for an extreme certain?
I don't think if he I think if he's going to do that. Like definitely, like one thing that people are like, oh, let's sign Kaepernick. Don't sign Kaepernick. He's not worried about football.
See a billionaire
He's
being
not worried
He's
about
never gonna
football.
play NFL.
Yeah, he's not worried about football right now. Like
I don't think he's too rusty.
yeah, just go
No,
ahead.
it's not even that. It's like, I mean, people want sorry to say, but he got blackballed. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's like the whole thing where I'm like legitimate. If he had beat his wife, he'd be playing
That-
the NFL
I
right now.
shared that meme.
If he had beat his
Yeah.
wife, and he had
It-
killed dogs,
Uh-huh.
if he had taken steroids, if he had been on, if he failed
Wow.
10 drug tests, he'd be playing the NFL right now.
Wow.
But for standing up for something he believes in, he'll never play in
Yeah.
the
And
NFL
that's
again.
that goes to show you, our society. But like that.
Yeah, because
I mean, we just read that a father shot his kid for arguing over the
Yeah,
NFL,
Thanksgiving
and he said at Thanksgiving
I don't
dinner.
wanna
Because
say
the
what I
owners
truly
don't.
wanna say.
The
I'll get
owners
banned
don't
on
want those
Facebook
problems.
again.
The owners don't want that problems. Like the owners have to answer those questions. They don't want to answer those questions. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I don't think he should get involved in politics. Like what he's doing right now is perfect.
Yeah.
Like you staying because he has no experience in politics. He has
Yeah.
no government experience. He has.
I agree with that.
Like his
I do
degrees and
agree
anything
with
in
that. I
politics.
don't want to
So-
see another
so
person
the
establish
way, what he's
money
doing right now
too.
is making an impact. What he's doing the best right now is getting people to talk about it.
Public
Like,
figure.
Yeah, people are talking about what's going on.
influencer.
Unfortunately, people sometimes take the protest the wrong way. I think he's like protesting the flag,
Yeah,
military,
yeah.
whatever. But the important thing is
That's what
getting
got all
people-
mumbo jumboed up, like,
Yeah,
and everything.
like the
like-
message could
But
have
that's
been
all
put out
bullshit in
better,
itself,
but
Yeah.
it's like what he's doing now is the best thing that he can do. He's donating so much money. He's doing like millions of dollars. He's
Yeah.
starting new programs
Yeah.
and community stuff like that. That's the best thing you do is mobilize other people. And so like maybe by him talking about it, he gets someone interested in politics and they become running the politics and they can change stuff.
Yeah.
So I think what
Yeah.
he's doing now is great.
What we need to do, and that's what Bernie
I
Sanders
think-
said, we need to.
And I
we
think
need to be the
one
change.
thing
Yeah.
that is kind of similar is that Colin, he has his name and he has his marketing behind him.
Yeah, that goes a long
that
way.
it maybe makes him feel like he could push himself
Right.
over to the political side because he knows he can probably catch ground.
he
somewhere,
Definitely
you know what I mean?
could.
He could.
You're an
Something like that, you know?
influencer at that
Yeah.
point. I mean, they're paying little ass girls on TikTok
Yeah.
that are like 15 years old. They're called influencers, and they're paying
Yeah.
them like.
A lot of that's fake money though. A lot of that's
TikTok is.
a lot of that's
Musically.
a lot of that's advertising, like promoting marketing. Doesn't seem like marketing. Like they're paying
But
these
you're
girls.
also-
They're looking at specific people. They're like, oh, we're gonna pay you. Now you go out there, you dress
But you're
up.
also getting into these kids' heads. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like I grew up. I mean, we're all very fortunate enough to at least be in that time bracket where we know like life before smartphones. We know life before social
Dude, I
media
remember my first
platforms.
phone. That was so
yeah.
dope.
Mhm.
I mean, like
That Virgin Mobile.
Man, I had that.
Yeah, the
phone.
flip. I had the block. I had the block, singular block.
Uh huh.
Remember singular before it was AT&T?
I had a
T9,
little
baby.
Metro block phone, and it was
Yeah.
it looked like a Nokia.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
before that, like that's what I grew up on.
Yeah, I
My
was just talking
laptop
about-
was like this thick. It was a laptop, and it was like.
But I remember I had a desktop computer. That shit didn't even run, bro. It wasn't even no point of. I don't know why we had it in the house,
You
bro.
used Paint. You played Paint.
We couldn't
and
even use
Common,
Paint,
or
bro.
the
It wouldn't even load up.
like
It wouldn't even load up quick enough for Paint, bro.
okay,
It took
yeah.
forever, bro. It was a struggle, bro. I lived in the.
Bro, it was funny though. I was literally just
We
talking
wouldn't even
about
load up for Paint.
like right before we came over, like how like there are people at our same generation who like use social media way different than we do.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
weird because like we like people just like even 5 years younger than us use social media in a totally different way that we do, and it's like because we remember before Facebook and even before MySpace, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like so people who are like still technically in our generation, like they
Yeah.
do stuff that we don't even know about, like understand like TikTok, whatever you're talking about. Like,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
use social media totally
And we're like,
different. and it's
hey, we're like, what is that?
What, like,
What is that?
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's like we're almost the same age and we still don't understand stuff. So
They're-
like
but they're
they've grown
influencing
up
little
like
kids,
and they've
too.
like grown up with social media the whole life. So it's the next generation is gonna be weird. It's gonna be so weird. like
It's
they put everything
sexualized.
out there.
It's
you know what I mean?
increased sexualization. I would say like okay, have y'all
Yeah, there's
seen
a lot of that.
Altered Carbon?
Mhm.
On
So
Netflix,
everything's
yeah.
like so sexualized. I really feel like that's the future. I mean, here in America, anyways, like there's places that ban GMOs, like Russia, Denmark. They banned deforestation. So I feel like I had this weird ass thought. Like, what if in
Trying to
one
ban
time in the
social
future,
media?
like, well, not go that far.
Well,
but,
they already
like,
censor it. You know?
there's going to be people preserving parts of the world, and it's going to come down to when does it come down to America? You cannot do this. That's what I'm thinking. Like,
Never, because America's the land of the free. They everyone say not to do anything.
But
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
the same time, we do got to think about the preservation of the future for
But-
you know.
I think, but I know what you're saying. As soon as you get to that point, there's somebody on the other side saying, "No, this is what we want." You know?
Yeah, I mean,
What
yeah.
happens when somebody's like, nah, like, this is enough. This is the world and we're going to preserve it. Like, we're going to protect it. If you're going to continue to destroy it, like, what if that's what causes World War
there's
III?
not enough people who will think that far ahead. Like even you can intellectually understand that we have to change shit to stop this, to stop global warming, because like the Earth is overpopulated and
that's
global
a
warming.
slow
And it's
thought
like
that's
it's
coming
like,
up
but
right
I
now.
still do stuff that I know is bad in the environment. Even though like I use the hell out of plastic cups, like I use
Bruh.
plastic straws when
Bruh.
everybody knows you shouldn't do it. You
Think
shouldn't use that
about
much
that every
paper.
day.
Bro, I
It's
use
like-
paper towels. I've been
Yeah,
using them,
every
bro.
single day.
I've been
And
feeling
it's like,
guilty too lately.
You can intellectually understand it, but it's like we're here for like 80 years. You know, like
we gotta
the
change
Earth, the
that.
sun's gonna explode in like 100 million years. So it's like it's hard to care about that kind of stuff when you know you're gonna be dead when it happens, and you can
Yeah.
know specifically what you need to do, and you
But we
still won't
need to
do it.
change
You know what I
that
mean?
in our society. You know, what
That-
I mean?
yeah,
That's
I
big
mean-
business. If you think about it, really, that's big business in our own heads because, you know, we don't change because it's so convenient. It's right there. This is what we're ordering. This is our system. This is our system right here. So if we put in place a system, we as citizens,
And that's on
the
purpose. It's
people who
supposed to be
actually
easy.
care,
You know
like,
what I mean?
You know, I think, and just to kind of say, like,
biodegradable.
argue the other side. You know, it's like I was saying, somebody's always going to be on the other side.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to get to that point. And like when we talked about it before on the podcast, before you were saying that, you know, maybe people should start growing their own food and stuff like that. And I was like, well, somebody like me would be like, nah, I don't want to grow my own food. You know, but if the
Or
government,
communities.
if the government were to come in and regulate, communities.
And
But if the government
cities
were to
and
come in and regulate, just kind of like on, you know, a bad example of a bad policy, the government would come and regulate. You have to grow your own food. You know what I'm saying? Each and
Well,
every day. Then that kind of
I
turns
wouldn't go
into
that far.
yeah. That's
You just gotta
that's
go
extreme.
mediums.
Yeah, that's extreme.
It's
And like you said,
mediums.
maybe think about communities growing their own
Yeah,
food.
like if
and-
every neighborhood had a
Teaching
community
our
garden,
kids.
you
Yeah.
just say, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every neighborhood just have a community
and
garden.
don't we have one down the road that they do their own little thing in Jacks Beach? They do
Yeah,
like
there's-
every
there's-
Saturday they
There's
have.
ones in New York that they like.
Yeah, rooftops, they got those everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's just to take the stress off of the environment. Not only that, but like we really got to think about the future of the food system. It's not gonna last. So you're either gonna come to a crashing system that's ultimately gonna kill people off, or you're gonna come to where somebody. Nature itself, whether it's us, whether it's a bug, whether we're overpopulated, nature itself is going to take care of it.
Yeah.
So if we don't take care of it ourselves, we're going to look at a very nasty future. Like that's with me thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, you know, me getting older and thinking about, well, what do I want to have a kid? You know, it's hard to want to have a kid in a society that's pitched that we just don't give a fuck. And that it's entirely like, okay, it's before Bernie Sanders. I'll say this, like I didn't think politics was a way. I didn't think it was gonna last. Like I knew billionaires ran shit. I knew they passed laws, but like there's nothing in my eyes. There's nothing you can do about it. But before Bernie Sanders, nobody came out on the platform of telling the truth. So saying the 1%ers are getting away with blase blah and so much money, and we could be putting this money into our infrastructure. Over 50% of America's infrastructure is out of date, but we're giving $2 trillion in tax cuts to the rich, and we're investing another $1 trillion into the army, and then we're investing another $25 billion into border wall, and then we're investing another, you know, blah. It goes on and on and on. So it goes to think about like. Before Bernie Sanders, I didn't think about I thought it was impossible.
That
And then you come
was
together.
Bernie Sanders' best accomplishment. Like kind of like Colin Kaepernick, he got people mobilized. Like this last midterm election was like the highest voter turnout with people between 18 to 30, which is great. Which you need more of.
And I think
Because like we're officially like 18 to 30 is officially like surpassed baby boomers as like the biggest voting population.
I
And
think
it's still,
Bernie
like, only 30%
caught
of
that
people
wave. That
voted.
Bernie definitely caught a wave, and he knew exactly. And we like if you look
he
at
told the
what he
truth.
needed to do now.
Nobody heard somebody
with-
say.
Well, what he needed to do now with marketing, you know, as far as being online and actually pushing that
Social
pushing it on
media.
connecting to people that
Yeah.
connecting to you and actually relating to you and realizing that, you know, your problem is what you have with what's going on. And I feel like this past election was actually, if you think about marketing, it was just marketing of and it's probably the best marketing you're
Yeah,
going to see.
you're right.
You've seen at any point.
'Cause Obama was the first one,
on
and now you
Clinton's
see,
on
like,
Clinton
the-
on Hillary's campaign, on Bernie's campaign, and definitely on Trump's campaign. You know what I mean? You
Right.
got some of the best marketing.
Yeah.
You know, you got Trump. You look at Trump's marketing. He basically stumbled into the office. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's people that say they know his whole team. These guys, you know, they
And
were
he
like
was the
they were even
weakest-
saying,
he
how are
was
these
the
guys going to
weakest
make it? You know what I mean?
candidate.
And exactly, yeah,
He was the weakest candidate, to be honest. If I had a
when it came to a
absolutely
political
say-
power, he
Right.
definitely was the
when
weakest.
I would when I would say like,
But he made it a reality show. That's what you gotta do.
Kush-
and that's what
Kush
America is.
Rafferty,
Like I
that
thought about the
guy's
other day,
a
America
reality
is a
show.
reality show. Like
Yeah.
we come up, you know, just the way people talk and interact with each
Idiocracy.
other every day. We want it to be a reality show. We always everybody I talk to about their job. Oh, my job should be a reality show
It's a
because it's
puppet.
fucking
Yeah.
it's
I feel
reality.
Like,
it's
what was the name of
puppetry a
Donald
little
Trump's show?
The Celebrity Apprentice.
Yeah, he turned it into The Apprentice.
Yeah.
He turned it into The Apprentice.
Far.
It's fine. But like when you talking about like social media and like marketing stuff, it has helped a lot. Like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah.
Like she's like Instagramming live like everything that's going on. She's like
There's
connecting
been
with
big
people.
upsets.
Yeah,
There's
she
been-
makes people
There's
mad,
a
but,
Muslim lady that's been elected.
Yeah,
And there's
yeah.
a few
There's a
Native
transgender.
American. There's a
There's a
transgender. Like Andrew Gillum almost got elected.
Yeah.
Like there's people pulling.
But like she's
upsets
getting
all
like the
over.
younger people
Yeah.
involved. Like she's actually like
Yeah.
during the orientation of like becoming
Definitely.
and the house. She was like Instagram live in the whole thing and like showed everybody what's going on. Like
She
actually
was
in
a
the house.
server,
So it's cool.
bartender. Like,
Yeah.
a
I
couple
think
years
where
ago.
Hillary messed up is she just didn't go nowhere. Like
man.
Hillary didn't come here.
Yeah, she didn't
She
go to the
don't
places
care
she
She
about
should.
the
didn't.
people.
She didn't
The
come, and
DNC
she had other
backed the
people
wrong
talking.
candidate.
Yeah. She had other people
Yeah.
talking for her, and then just got to a point where she had. I mean, I got
She-
Hillary
well,
ads
she thought
every
she had it
day.
in the bag, and
I
she
got
didn't.
Hillary ads over any other person, even over Trump. I got more Hillary ads over anything, and then it was like, okay, you're stuffing it down my face now. Like I don't even see you out here.
That's because
You know what I'm saying?
like the people
The
didn't
DNC
believe
backed
that
the
people
wrong
would vote for Trump,
candidate.
and it was like, how
That's
do
it.
you?
Yeah.
They went off of that win. And
They're
then
like
I
they're like
think-
there's no way people vote for this guy. He's
Yeah.
dumb.
I
Blah blah
think
blah. It's
America
like
wanted
that's
to see
not how
that
you think.
woman
Yeah.
president, but
Yeah.
like at the same time, they didn't want to see somebody like nobody wants to see a criminal go into office, but we're seeing a criminal in office right now.
Mhm.
So it
Exactly,
goes
yeah.
to see,
Yeah.
and it's a puppetry. I do feel like okay, so there are people meaningful that can obtain that office, but there are people that are puppets that do obtain that office as well.
I mean,
Almost
there's-
all of them.
You
But,
really
like,
have limited powers, president.
Right.
So not much
Yeah.
you can do.
But
Yeah,
you're
the
new.
president only gets paid like certain amount.
But
How much
you set an
a year?
example
You know what
as
I'm saying? It
America,
ain't like he's
you
getting
set an
paid
example.
a lot. He's not getting paid a lot for
Yeah,
being
you're basically
president.
just an ambassador.
You're,
Yeah, so it's not much
but
you
our
can do,
youth
but-
is looking at it,
Your
so
face.
it's almost like if we stuff your TV series and your movies and your books and everything you consume when you go to school, you're getting shot at. When now you got your president saying like all this, bullshit. It just goes on and on. It's a part
Yeah.
of our society where we're creating like
And definitely the
youth is
independent
Youth is listening.
party dropped the ball. Like this is your opportunity. Like you
But-
had your time.
But
They didn't.
that's the
And I didn't hear
two-party system
anything
right
about
there.
any official.
Yeah.
I don't know as far as what the process is
Johnson.
for independent. As far as
I
what.
do want to say one
I feel like
thing about
sometimes
it.
independent has to wait to a certain point. You know what I mean? I don't know.
So,
It's like,
so my end on
weird.
Bernie Sanders did run on a independent platform, right? And he didn't get nowhere because
Yeah.
independent with the two-party system and the way it's set up, like you're just never gonna.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible
Yeah.
to get a independent to be elected. It has happened before, but in this day and age, we're so conditioned to this gang-structured politics that we're
Yeah.
going to be biased towards one or the other. So what I think has happened is, progressives. You'll call them progressives. Democratic socialists. You'll hear these titles. I don't like to put titles on it, but I believe that these are the people that stood for the independent party, and now we're taking over the Democratic Party. We're gonna say Democrats don't stand for this no more, and this is what Bernie Sanders said. Democrats, we're gonna be the party that says Democrats don't stand for what they're standing for right now. We don't stand for this. We don't stand for that. We're gonna hold, big business accountable. We're gonna do this. We're gonna.
and I think that's kind of where Bernie messed up. I think that's
I mean,
like big
everything-
business was looking at Bernie like, okay, you think
that's
they didn't.
you think we're gonna let you,
DNC, all the super delegates before the first vote was cast, and they're supposed to reflect the citizens' votes. Before the first vote was cast, they had over 400 super delegates for Hillary Clinton.
Yeah,
and
man.
if
I
it
mean,
was
they definitely
reversed,
didn't want him to
Bernie
win.
Sanders would have had the election. So
Yeah.
it goes to show you, like, the DNC themselves had fucked up.
Mhm.
They're the reason why Trump's elected.
Yeah.
He was.
They
winning
wanted their
by
first
double
woman
digits.
president. That's what they.
And,
They
that
came
just
down,
goes
and I
to
would have been
show you-
happy. Like I did a project back in middle school Here I go predicting the future again, right? And I did a project back in middle school I wanted Hillary. Well, I didn't predict. I was talking about Hillary. My teacher, it was an English teacher. She was saying, pick a candidate, and you promote them. You basically do a PowerPoint about them, and I did a PowerPoint about Hillary. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'd be the first woman president, so on and so forth.
She was on the dollar bill.
Her husband was in the office, so she knows how it is. And you know what I'm saying? But I didn't know all about Bill at that time. I was still pretty young. But
have you seen Idiocracy?
Yeah.
She was on the dollar bill, so that reminded. Like, I really thought like she's gonna become.
She should be, man.
Like,
why not?
I don't think.
Put her on there.
Let us.
Black on the
Blake is my dog, and put Hillary on the bill.
You're gonna see me, bro. I swear to God, like give me about 8 years. Give me 8 years. I'm gonna run for some.
Yeah.
For
Telling you, baby, Blumpy. Independent 2020,
Lump
baby.
is my VP.
Write me in. Write me in, bro.
VP.
But everyone's got something. I mean, you start running for HOA, like head, whatever. Then you go just work for like City Hall or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you go to state something and you move up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we need people like us.
That's
in
what Barack
the
Obama
government.
did. He
That's
started as an
another
alderman,
thing.
you know what I mean? And then went up, worked at the state, worked at the Senate.
I think what we
Instead
talk,
of billionaires,
but one
create
thing I've said
laws
about
and
this
shit.
is people like. I always bring up this Elon Musk interview. Joe Rogan asked like, why don't you step in office? And Elon was like, hell no. Like, these rich millionaires, they don't want to be in office. The people that we feel like I'm not saying Elon should be in office, but maybe should be talked about. Like, maybe we should talk about it. But he's like, nah, I don't want. You don't want to be in office. Because he was like, why be in office when I can just call the city and tell them I'm going to drill here,
Right.
and they'll let him drill. They'll let him do whatever he wants to do. You know what I'm saying?
It's because it's not a part of their game and their agenda and everything. It's
You get and you get these people that don't want to do it, and then you get the people that do go in that necessarily are just doing it because they feel like, all right, I don't know. That's kind of.
I mean, it kind of sucks, but it makes sense that things would have to get like bad or this divided for people to start caring anymore.
We got to
Like people-
be the people. We take over our city council and our school, and not only city council, but our governors, our senators, our school boards, our election boards.
I mean,
like
that's what happened. Like
Georgia.
it just happened in a way because like after it was like everyone who was in office like before this big push or anything changed was like baby boomers, and now those were the ideals.
Yeah.
And like now they're like dying now. They're not as big as population as this generation now. So it comes in waves like
we're
that.
gonna see
it's
a
weird.
future, honestly, but we're still gonna see a divided future.
Yeah.
It'll never go away.
And I think we're all the same age, and we're getting to it where we're thinking like, yo, in 10 years I'm gonna be 35. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like I
Future
want to make sure
millionaires.
that
You're looking at
once I get
future
to that
millionaires.
age, I'm gonna have a different political view, but at the same time, I need to be starting worrying about my politics, start educating myself, so that years down the line, I can look back and say, we made a mistake here, at this point, you know what I mean, that we can change that,
Like
down
in the
line.
beginning when the Tupac statement, like, I'm not saying I'll be the person that changes the world or rules the world, but I'm definitely going to be the person that sparks the mind that changes the world or rules the world. And I feel like that's the way we all should live. Like or Gandhi's statement, be the change you want to see in the world, but like that has to happen.
It was like a big thing is like some people, like a lot of people don't realize that like how much impact you can actually have. That's why like so many people vote. Like I said, this was like the biggest voter turnout like from ages 18 to 30, and it was still like 28% of the population from 18 to 30.
It was only
Yeah.
It was really low. So it's like
And I
because
tell
people don't
that.
realize like how much impact you have, and it's not just voting. It's like just like saying anything.
That's a
you
good
know?
Yeah.
So
point.
it's
That's
just-
a
Us
good
doing
point
this
you make.
podcast and people not saying not people not doing the podcast, but people
if
not
you ain't doing
developing
a
an
podcast,
opinion.
you ain't shit.
Yeah, I know, right? Especially nowadays.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I brought up this point. So
Yeah.
only a third of voters voted, right? So you have 2/3. If all of the people that said I'm not voting for Hillary Clinton, I'm not voting for Donald Trump, would have voted for somebody else, anybody, they could have all put Bernie Sanders' name. They could have put Gary Johnson. We could have put fucking
I put Harambe, man.
These nuts,
I was gonna-
Harambe, a gorilla.
I thought he was gonna come back.
They could have won. So it's my point. Like, if we stand up as American, actually care, and put it in our society, the only people that are really teaching their kids about politics are. I will say the fringe side of Republicans. The people are like, I only vote red. This is
Man,
how
I was
my
serving the
family
table,
votes.
and this
is-
older
that's
gentleman. I
just
know he's.
it.
I mean, I don't know what he does. I know he makes money. You know what I'm saying? But he's talking to his daughter, and he's encouraging his daughter. His daughter's coming up with stuff. Trying to talk about welfare, stuff like that. Like she knows anything about it, but he was encouraging her. Talk about it. Talk about it. You know what I mean? And it's like. At first I wanted to say something like, well, you don't really, but I think look at myself and say,
You gotta start
she's a
talking
girl. I'm not saying she's a girl. I'm sorry, she's a little girl. She's a young girl, And that's a great thing. Like she's already talking about it. Now she'll get to a point where she realizes, okay, maybe this point wasn't right, but I can always change it, make it better.
It's the same thing, like too much on the Democratic side. Like you can't say vote all blue. Like saying vote all blue is the same as saying vote all red in my eyes.
Yeah.
Vote all blue at this point means the lesser of two evils, but come in the future it won't be. You know what I mean? There'll always be this battle, and that's with the two-party system. Abolish the two-party system, Trump would have never got elected.
Well, the thing is, it's not that Americans don't care. It's that because you look at the other age group
You
that
feel
voted,
like
it's baby
other
boomers.
people don't care.
Well, no, it's
or
that
you feel like your independent voice doesn't.
no, it's the people that actually do care, or the people that vote. It's not the majority of the people. Like I said, the 18 to 30 was like 20%. The other age group was like the baby boomer generation. It was like over 70% of them trying to vote.
Yeah,
so what happens is all the people who actually vote, like it's almost like their vote matters more because all of us aren't voting. So then it's not everything that happens in America is not going to represent America. It's not going to represent what everybody wants because it's disproportionate. Like
it's starting
there's like
to, but
it's starting about but
getting
it's
into steps,
literally
baby
70-30.
steps. Yeah.
So like all the people who you like, man, that's crazy. Why are people doing that? It's because like they're the people that voted for you. You know what I mean? So it's like when you have an unequal distribution of votes, like so it's not going to represent America. You know what I mean? It's not going to be diverse. It's going to be a bunch of old white guys because who votes the most? Old white guys.
Yeah.
They don't miss the election. Every old white guy voted.
Yeah.
Every old white guy voted,
Yeah.
and only
And they teach their
28%,
kids. They
only
teach their kids
28% of 18 to 13-year-olds voted. So it's not going to
We
be.
need to embed it in our youth. That's it.
And I feel like, I think we could all agree, like maybe not now, but maybe 2 or 3 years ago, most of the people that were around us were like, I'm not voting.
And honestly, before
I didn't vote 2 years ago. I didn't vote 2 years
I
ago.
voted for Obama the first time, but not the first time, the second time because I was on.
First
like
time I wasn't old enough.
I was 2 years.
Yeah, I wasn't old
too
enough first
young.
time.
And so the second time, like I made it a point, and
Yeah.
then I voted for Bernie, and then hopefully next time I vote for Bernie.
Robbie,
again.
man.
So Beto O'Rourke.
It'll work, yeah.
I thought, in our earlier streams, I thought he was a Republican for some reason, but he's definitely a progressive. He's definitely a Democrat.
Yeah, he's a
Oh, okay.
He's a solid dude.
But he
That's the one that
in Texas.
He
when
lost to
he
Ted Cruz.
when he lost, he said something. What he say?
Yeah, he was like,
And then-
you did
that's one thing I hate
fucking
about
great.
Fox
I'm
News,
so-
man.
He said, I'm so fucking proud of y'all.
Yeah. And Fox News was like potty mouth. Oh, not Fox
They're
News,
gonna put
but
me in
some of
Facebook
these.
jail, dog. They're watching.
Like I just hate kind of the pettiness of some Republicans. Like, oh, potty mouth.
Yeah.
So I don't say potty mouth. I want to slap anybody that says
Yeah.
potty mouth,
Potty
dude.
mouth.
Potty mouth Beto
potty mouth.
gets on stage and concedes.
So
like,
so I would like to see everybody's like Bernie's too old to run. In my eyes, I feel like that doesn't change anything that Bernie Sanders stands for or is trying to change. But at the same time, what
Bernie
if you
gonna be like, what'd I say?
what if you saw Bernie Sanders run as a VP, or what if you saw Bernie Sanders run as president and put Beto O'Rourke on VP? So that's saying like, okay, if Bernie dies, we have a solid VP.
I don't like
You know
that.
what I mean?
This
that plan
guy
at all.
dies.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the
Trump-
Beto
Trump
give
is
Bernie
a-
the vice
Trump is
president
only
because
2
he'll
years
probably
younger.
survive a vice president.
Trump is only two years younger than Bernie, so like
He's the
all
But that
healthiest
people
2
are-
years,
He's the
dog.
healthiest
That 2 years,
person
I'm
ever,
telling
though.
you, bro.
Medical doctor said it. He's the
Who?
healthiest doctor ever. That's what the report said.
Drink
That was
that
so-
aspartame.
That was so funny.
Did Trump say that?
Drink
He had like his doctor said that.
I
He's like,
drink
it's the
Diet
healthiest
Coke.
president we've ever had.
I drink Diet Coke all the time. I'm like, drink that aspartame, bitch.
Uh-huh.
Go
Drink
ahead.
that.
That's a chemical that's all in Diet
Oh
Cokes.
my
it's
god!
a,
I don't. It's not necessarily. I mean, that
This
2
is
years
funny.
to me, even though they're older, that 2 years does make a difference to me, just because they're a little bit older. But like I said, it's not that I don't want to see. I'd rather see him as vice president. That way, it's not all the stress of being a president. That way, he does survive it. That way, let Beto, let the
I just think it would
younger
be,
guy
I
take
just think it
over.
would be too
He'll
much
kill
of an
it.
extreme to go. I think if he runs, he wouldn't win.
I
To
think
be
he
honest
will.
with you.
Yeah, I don't
Honestly,
think so.
he
I
will.
don't think he would win too much because I think
he
because
would.
we're all the way on the right now. We're all the way on this side, and then you want to go all the way to this side. I just
Yeah.
think
But
those
all
things
the
happen.
people that did say they didn't want to see Hillary Clinton win were the people that voted for Trump that would have voted for, like, I know only vote red people. One of the families that I was talking to are like, I would have voted for Bernie rather than Trump. If Bernie would have, I would have much rather voted for Bernie than Trump. So I
Yeah.
feel like, and he was double digits over.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Well, what I think is, I think he in the next 2 years, is it 2 years till the next election? Next two years, we're gonna have similar problems. We're gonna have a whole new different set of problems, and I think it just depends on what
definitely
Bernie
a new set of
could touch on.
But
I mean, he
he
can't
also
come
does-
with the same stuff, you know.
He does more.
And I kind of I still lost respect for the whole the DNC thing. I still
the DNC. Was
I still
questionable.
Like the
kinda,
fact that Nancy Pelosi still.
the fact that
House is
Bernie
trash.
kind of just went along with it. You know
Well,
what I
at
mean?
the same time, he wasn't trying to let Trump.
Yeah, he
become
want Trump to
president,
win,
so-
and I feel like people lost because everybody was against Trump. I feel like everybody was against Trump, and that's when you lose.
we had it
like,
coming. We had it
and I mean, even the media, like you were talking about Saturday Night Live. I started watching Saturday Night Live just because I can't, like, I don't want to hear about Trump. All right, I'll hear about Trump when I want to hear about it. All right, but to do like not saying
the
just
shit
not
was
saying just
hilarious,
Saturday Night Live, not saying just Saturday Night Live, but there's like everything on TV, and I don't watch TV as much, but everything on TV was
That's our society.
Miss Trump.
right
That's
there.
Trump. And I'm like-
That's why he won, because everyone talking shit about him, and
Yeah.
everyone who was down for him like doubled down and be like, oh, because they were, like I said, it was about fear. Like they thought people were coming after them.
All the
like,
ignorant people did. All the ignorant
that's why, because people kept calling him ignorant, and then we're like, oh, they think you're ignorant, so
Yeah.
we're gonna jump in and vote.
Yeah.
And then the people,
Like I told you, not
the people
everybody-
who didn't want Trump to be president, they just didn't vote. You know what I mean? So it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
There's a
It's like,
guy
if
that,
if you're down on somebody, you like call them ignorant, say their views are dumb, they're gonna vote because they're it's
Bernie would have won.
Yeah.
Bernie
Yeah.
would have won.
There's a guy
I'll die-
that
I'll die saying Bernie
I forgot his name, but he's a avid gun guy.
Supporter.
He's avid gun supporter. He was on Bill Maher and stuff like that. But he talked about, he said I have my own LLC, I have my own. I support guns, and Trump was in my right interest. You know what I'm saying?
You know
and
what?
I can't really fault him for that, but he did make a point. He was like, Trump was in my right interest. you know?
I support guns, but I don't support the NRA being selling, to anybody they want to.
Yeah.
I don't support them. You don't do any background checks. I don't support like mentally ill people being able to get guns. Like there's certain things like we do got to come down on a medium. Like I support guns. Like we should always have the right to bear arms, but there's still got to be like NRA shouldn't, like me as a kid, like they send 17-year-old and 16-year-olds in and buy guns. You know what I mean? They don't show any ID. They don't give
Yeah.
a fuck. And I don't care. Like maybe you just gotta come down to it shouldn't be so accessible to buy guns like that. But
Yeah.
at the same time, you can't ban guns because they're gonna make guns either way. I can make a gun from parts at Lowe's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it really comes down to like, if the bad person really wants to get a gun, they're gonna get a gun. But at the same time, we shouldn't let it be so accessible in our culture. I
Yeah.
think that's another culture thing. I feel like.
I don't rock with the NRA either way. The NRA is trash. But
Like
I don't rock with none of that. I don't rock with
especially
nobody.
after, like like the security guard that got shot.
yeah.
And like
Oh, yeah.
they haven't said anything about it.
Yeah.
Like that's literally their whole thing is like a good guy with a gun would stop anything. That's why they want. That's their biggest argument for like guns. Like with all the shootings that come out, whenever there's a big shooting, and like they always try to spin it because whenever there's like all these mass shootings, NRA doesn't say anything about it, and then people press on me like, hey, if there was a good guy with a gun, then
Yeah.
he could have stopped it. And literally there was. You know,
A
what I'm
good
talking
guy
about?
with a
yeah,
gun.
like it was at a bar.
It
and
only
there's a
applies
security
for
guard.
you if you're white. If you're black,
But I'm
the
saying-
Second Amendment really doesn't apply to you. And that's what what's his name? It's just Trevor Noah had said. That was a quote from Trevor Noah.
Yeah.
It's like
I used to like him.
The Second Amendment only applies to you if you're white. Pretty much saying like blatantly like
Yeah.
if you're black and American and you're carrying a gun, the cops
Yeah.
will shoot your ass.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not trying to change subject. That's another show that I was like I got tired of watching. I used to like Trevor Noah, dude.
I
but
do like Trevor
he just
Noah, though,
I like
but he
his
has the balls to
stand up.
say some shit that,
Stand-up's
like-
good, yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes it's like it's not necessarily having the ball. Sometimes it's like it's been said already. Like you're not really having like, and it's
That is
like
true.
Yeah.
it's
But the
like
thing is, people keep getting shot, so
yeah,
you
people
gotta keep
people
talking
do
about it,
you do got to keep talking about it. And I'm not saying anything about that, but then you get off on these other points that I hear. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand the importance of like people don't need to get shot. Like that's of course is easy, but I don't need to be reminded that every single day. Like you know what I mean? Like if you look at Trevor Noah and look at Jon Stewart, you know what I mean, who he took over for. Was it Jon Stewart? Or was it
Yeah, it was Jon Stewart.
Yeah, Jon Stewart. If like I look at those shows, there was Jon Stewart made me laugh. Like you know what I mean, he made me laugh all the time. You know, he talked about a lot of good stuff too. Jon Stewart always talked about he made something that was always aware of something. You know what I mean? And it's just like I watch Trevor Noah now, and it's like if it's all about Trump, dude, I don't want to hear it, dude.
I think
I'm
we're
Black
seeing-
Trump, okay? I don't need to hear about Trump.
I think we're seeing the ups and downs of what the political, like being politically
Yeah.
aware.
Same thing with like, and I told you this election year, like same thing Fox News has been doing for years. But the problem is when you start crying wolf, You know what I mean? You cry wolf, and then you start doing it. You know, it's a big difference. Like then you start to look at the person. Like I used to always go to CNN for my news. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, I'll go to a.
I don't go to any. I really try to stay away from mainstream media, but you have to get some sources through mainstream media. These are still some journalists, but all local and mainstream media platforms are all paid for by billionaires.
Yeah.
So they're all stuffing you. They get to choose what you're consuming mentally. So if all you're doing is looking at CNN and looking at Fox, and that's where
your mind is gonna blow up.
The main thing is just like do your own research. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you hear about a news story, you got
fact check.
And it's like you
so
getting
it's like zero spin out.
talking to these people on Facebook, like you're passionate about stuff that you know about. You know what I mean? And and that's the same thing with me. I go on to something. If I know about something I'm passionate about, and you got to do the research on what you want. There's only so much research you can do for yourself, too. You know what I'm saying? That's why I have people like y'all. So if I do miss something, y'all can be like, nah, this happened. You know, this happened.
You stupid.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm dumb, dog. I play video games, all that stuff, everything.
Black Ops.
Hey, with the latest Fortnite news, I got you though. World news.
The Fortnite dudes are smart.
Are you gonna get on Black Ops, Chris? You gonna get on Black Ops, Sammy?
I haven't played
Black Ops has no soul.
I'm never gonna play another Call of Duty in my entire life.
I'm done with
So
it.
I'm not gonna lie, Kev, my brother, I wasn't gonna pay for it. I would have never paid for it, honestly.
Just when you
my
think
brother
you're
got
out,
it.
they pull you.
Yeah, they do.
I got it back in.
They get
I'm
you,
back
man.
in,
Back
guys.
boy.
No,
They
for
get you,
real.
man.
I know that's a little off topic, but I'm thinking about it right now. I want to go play a little bit of a little bit of Blackout. Come with me, kid.
They got these cash grabs out here now, man.
Yeah.
Fallout 76.
The cash
All
grab.
Fallout
Blackout.
Get the cash grabs.
What else? I don't know. All these other games just coming out, all cash grabs.
So we
Trying to
can
get your
go
money.
a little bit into. I know we were doing a little bit of red zone rambling earlier, but so we can do our locally lit.
Yep.
A locally lit of the week. I'll let you introduce him. Who's it?
Red Zone Rambling.
Red zone.
It's Kendrick.
It's Kendrick.
I'll let him talk more about it. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we had like a long little thing. We talked about football. I love football. So me and my roommate, we do like some short videos about news and stuff like that and podcasts. We're on like a hiatus right now. It's like a really weird time. Like roommates finished his master's degree. We have like different schedules. So and like we could put out videos, but it wouldn't be like up to the quality that we want. Cause it's like all the research put into it.
Yeah.
So hopefully you're gonna start back up soon. But yeah, we still have like a lot of content still up there now. But it's just basically just talking about football with like our little takes on it, and like we kind of have like really different opinions. Stuff like that. So it'll get a little bit heated sometimes, but it's just something fun we like to do.
But I've seen them, and they're really good.
They're funny.
I
laugh.
Y'all play off of each other really well.
Yeah,
I say
it's pretty cool.
The commentary is really good. I like to hear
I think people also don't understand content. Like you said, your roommate's getting his master's. You got life to go through.
We work totally different
even
schedules.
even Walking Dead takes like a break in between the season the seasons breaks.
So long it takes like set all this up and like ours.
I'm not saying it's all like all production, as big production as that, but it's like you got to take a mental.
We just go up there and we like talk about our ass, but we're like we like to have like research done like that, and like some of you just don't have time to like look about stuff and like. Because, like, you think about, like, shows on, like, ESPN, like, they literally have people that just do research. And they give it to them on a piece of paper, talking to ear and stuff like that. It's like we got to do this shit ourselves. Like, we don't have time for it a lot of times. So it's, like,
develop your own
hard to get
opinion, you know what I mean? Big difference. That's the thing I would get at. It's just I'm tired of all the regular stuff, you know what I mean? I don't even watch, like I was talking to my auntie, she don't even have cable. Years ago you would have cable in every room of the house.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't even have cable in my kids' rooms because all they do is watch YouTube. And that's right. Like that's all I do now is I'm on Twitch all day long.
That is
all day
true,
long.
man. But maybe that shouldn't be.
Maybe
that shouldn't be.
But
that is going to be the inherent future.
Yeah,
right?
it is. And I think it gets to a point to where you do see these people coming out with subscription-based stuff. You know what I mean? If you want to watch it, you want to watch it.
I have not paid for cable in like 6 years. I use Showbox. I pay for Netflix and internet. Yeah. But I stream everything. I use Showbox, and Mobdro. Mobdro mimics cable. It streams it in through Europe. And streaming's not illegal. Showbox does all the TV shows, it does all the movies. If I want to, go even further, I can do other apps. But this, and then I third party them to my TV, and I watch them that way. You know what I mean? I get a Chromecast. I got a smart TV, a Chromecast, a Xbox.
See me, I'll just get on Facebook and I'll watch like a show like Red Zone Rambling. You know what I mean? I can watch like whole slides. Before you know it, it's a whole hour,
Right.
and I'm like, oh crap, I gotta go to bed. You know what I
And
mean?
there's
Like,
actually, like TV on the internet. YouTube, for example, is
Yeah.
coming out with TV shows.
Yeah,
yeah,
And
they
that's
should.
actually
Like,
pretty
why am
good.
I not getting local channels? I should be getting local channels.
Yeah.
I
at
still
least.
have I still have cable
stuff
just
like
because like just for the DVR. It's just really
Yeah.
because when we watch sports games, stuff we like rewind stuff
Yeah.
like pause stuff. You can't like rewind streams. It kind of sucks. But so that's why you have it. I have it
Yeah.
for sports and Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
go
Sports and
for.
Grey's
Yeah.
Anatomy.
Sports and Grey's
It's all
Anatomy.
about what you want. You know what I mean? It's all about what you want. You know, like if it's
I've been
Netflix, if
hooked
it's,
on 100 lately. 100
100 is
got me.
good, bro.
100.
I binged that on Netflix hard.
Haunting of Hill House really got me.
dude,
That
I've been
was a
on
good
this
one.
this guy named Darian Long.
Darian Long.
He used to be a mall cop at this mall in Atlanta.
Yeah.
He's like, and he has a GoPro on him, and it's
Uh-huh.
all type of stuff that goes on, the ghetto, like crazy
Oh, this is
ghetto
Railroad
hood stuff.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I was
railroad
gonna do that
stuff.
like those like funny videos. Like he's like he does that in, like the stores, like this convenience store or whatever.
Uh-huh.
He's like all about that action, boss.
Yeah.
Like, this like convenience
Yeah.
type screen guy. He
Yeah.
always catches people stealing the dumbest stuff. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. I've been binging that lately. Like I've been watching every single. Like it got to a point to where YouTube is basically feeding me like this is like seasons of it. Like it's like this
Yeah,
is it.
true.
And it's
Like,
not even a
automatically
season.
starts the next video.
Yeah,
before you know, you're like,
I got to a point where I got to end. He's like, I'm not at the mall anymore. It was years ago. He stopped recording.
Yeah.
But he's at like new places now. He's not at the mall. So I'm at the point where he's not at the mall anymore. I'm
Right.
trying to figure out where he's at now.
That's awesome.
It's yeah.
That's
That's
interesting.
kind of what I'm on.
You
So
gotta
that's
keep
what that's the kick I'm on. Is I'm on like I like content, man. I like organic content. I think organic content proves to be more driven than you can make a funny YouTube video and make it
Right.
go viral. We could literally go pay $1,000
There's a
for a
formula to
camera.
going viral.
We
Yeah,
can go
yeah.
pay $1,000 for a camera and shoot a video and nobody watched the video.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
is
There's
true.
there's something to organic growth or something
That
to
is
organic
true.
content that gets
You
me.
know.
You know what I mean? And I like to watch it too. So
That's a very good point.
Mhm.
I feel like
Miracle Whip.
yeah,
Never-
exactly. Yeah, I mean, I could watch that video 10
It's
times.
so great. Miracle Whip.
Whip.
This
Whip,
kid
whip.
reviewing Miracle Whip.
Yeah,
And then
eating it,
you're going to have a career off of that.
eating it.
any particular subjects that anybody wanted to talk about before we kick off with the last.
We definitely touched Red Zone Rambling. Make sure you guys go check out Red Zone
Red Zone.
Rambling. Make sure you guys will check them out. You guys are on Facebook.
Yeah.
Any place else? Instagram.
I mean, when we do the longer podcasts, sometimes we put them on iTunes.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, Facebook, iTunes, y'all.
Red
Big thing. We
Zone
gotta get on it too. We
Rambling.
gotta get on to my.
Find them on Facebook for sure.
Yeah.
Got a good page. Got a decent looking page too. I like
Yeah,
that page.
really
we're
nice.
decently
You guys
catchy.
are leveled up.
Yeah.
I see you guys are leveled up streamers for Facebook, so that's a good thing.
Oh, for real? Are they?
Yeah, because once you get like 100 followers, you can have like better quality videos.
Oh, true.
That's why these videos are so crappy because we can't get
Help
quality.
us build our community.
You know what I'm saying?
Brosis.
Follow.
Brosi
All that
Broham
stuff.
Jr.'s the third.
But yeah,
Well,
anything else you guys were
I
talking about?
want to talk about the locally lit, or not locally lit, but our
Inspiration.
of the
Oh, okay,
week.
gotcha.
Inspiration of the week, and I thought it would be good to have you talk about your songs. man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I appreciate you because
the-
you know
the
it'd be
songs-
kind of like selfish of me to be like, hey, let me talk about my songs today. You know what I'm
No,
saying? But
man,
I appreciate you being like,
Mom.
yeah,
Like
Kanye, bro.
yeah,
Just be like
exactly.
Kanye.
That's
Honestly, so the songs in the beginning of the streams are your original content.
Yeah,
You own
yeah.
the rights to them.
Mhm.
Cruise MXB is your.
That's just already stuck in my head.
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
It's
Yeah.
already
It
stuck
plays-
in my
it's
head.
quick too. Goes by.
But like, what's the inspiration behind some of those?
Well, Take a Loss. It comes from just from me being like an average guy. You know what I'm saying? I take a loss, man. This is, like like I it's kind of sad, but Tony Romo, even though he's like not the best quarterback,
Right.
like he was the quarterback through my childhood,
Yeah, bro.
and him not
That's
getting
the thing when like man he retires, I'm gonna cry.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. It's like him not getting a ring is like, oh man, like I wish my dude can get a
Yeah.
ring. All the times I put up with people
Right.
talking crap about him, and but then I realized when he became a broadcaster, like you know what, he took all those losses, but he took them on the chin.
Yeah.
Look where he's at now. He's even better than ever. You know what I mean?
He's winning out of the situation.
And not saying that Tony Romo inspired that song, but I come up with that attitude like if I gotta take a loss, I'll take a loss.
I like
I have
that.
no problem,
Right.
not being able to win. Where some people out here they can't handle winning, or they can't handle losing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it I'm kind of talking about a girl. I'm saying take it off, but I'm not saying take off your clothes. That's not the big. That's
Right.
the thing I'm not trying to say. There's like this.
What would it be? The illusions?
This kind of just this weight that I feel like women do put on themselves.
Okay.
Not saying all women,
That's a
but I
really-
grew up
that's a
around
good one.
women,
I
you know,
like
but
that.
like weight that they do put on themselves,
A lot of
and that
expectation.
has been and it's not necessarily that they put on themselves, but it's something that's been put on
Yeah.
them over years, and it's
Right.
like it gets to a point where it's like take it off. Like you don't have to be a man. You're not a man,
Definitely.
right? You don't have to be, and you don't have to be a man. That's
Right.
perfectly right. You don't have to be a man at all, and it's take off this personality of who you don't want to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what I reiterate throughout the whole song when I say take it off, and like I said, take a loss. But there's a lot more to it as far as it being not necessarily political, but just more about an uplifting song.
I like it. It's 80s
yeah.
retro feel.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's coming. Like, you
Yeah.
can bring that back.
Yeah, yeah.
You can breathe.
And I was telling you, it's a song that I want people to be like in their bed with their headphones on, listening. It's not a song I want to go out and perform and be like try to get hype, get everybody hype. It's not. I
I'm
don't.
knocking on his ad libs.
I've tried.
I want to
Yeah.
get on the wall. Like,
Me go, me go. But
skirt.
yeah, skirt, skirt.
What about
But,
Alone? What was your
Alone,
first
that's for my. I wrote that for my grandma before she died. She had dementia, so I always thought about me going through her with dementia,
Right.
how she felt, and her being alone, and like just not like her being there at one moment and be like knowing who not necessarily who I was, but who my what hurt me more was her not knowing my my aunties and my mom. I think that hurt me more. Just the way they took it. They took it
Okay.
like I almost not say I didn't understand. I didn't understand. Like I just was like, like you guys. I empathize.
It's hard to
can
lose
get
a
it.
parent,
But
honestly.
there's her deteriorating through the years, and then just kind of breaking them down.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, it's more about like her feeling alone.
Yeah.
And then I rap in it, and I say, tell me about your culture. I want to see more. I know you're sort of older. You live a long life. Now the song isn't just about my grandma. I try to make it wide range.
Right.
Not I don't just talk about one specific person, so anybody can listen to it. And the hook is I think it's Mariah Carey. She says that gotta make that move with me, boo.
I know what you're talking about.
But I say gotta make that move for those people who gonna appreciate you. It's more about people.
Right.
When people listen to a song, I want them to feel like, what? Let me call my person let me call my family member or something like that, or let me call somebody in my life who I love. And
I
just,
like that.
You know what I mean? It's more about it's more about that, more about being open. I don't think I've ever been this alone. It's not necessarily that I feel alone, but maybe I haven't felt that alone at that moment of my
I
life.
like where
You know
you
what I mean?
write from, because me being a writer myself, like, when I'm sitting down, I'm almost like letting the rhymes take me where I'm going to go with the story.
Yeah.
But like, you take the story itself and you put it down there with the rhymes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like the way you approach writing is fundamentally different to the approach I take to writing, but it's beautiful in its own way, because like you end up having this such original content to me in my eyes. And we were talking about this earlier. Like, sometimes when you're telling your friends, you're trying to hype them up, and you're giving them compliments. You want to see them doing good, because they're trying to do good and everything. But
Yeah.
like,
I was talking
feel
about it
like
with this
it's
one girl.
original.
She was talking about like just Jacksonville rappers in period, or just Florida rappers, and how it's kind of gritty and grinding. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
I don't consider myself a rapper anymore,
Right.
but it's a sport. You gotta stop looking at it as we are all supposed to kind of come together. But a great example is like Brett Favre when Aaron Rodgers came in. It was like Aaron Rodgers felt like he was better than Brett Favre,
Right.
and Brett Favre still felt like he was better than Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
So Brett Favre's not just gonna let you get the job. You know what I'm saying? You got to work for this job. You know what I mean? And that's the same way. Even if we are teammates,
Right.
in maybe just music, but especially rapping, even if we are just teammates, there's still a competitiveness that you have to be a rapper.
And I like that.
That's kind of why I say I'm not a rapper no more, because it's not really.
You're a musician.
Yeah.
You're
I still,
an artist. You're an artist.
yeah, I still kind of do the competition, but I don't like when people say I'm a rapper. Well, battle me right now. I'm like, I don't,
Yeah,
Catch
like,
up
oh,
me right
shit,
now.
yeah, ketchup mustard, dog. Ketchup mustard,
yeah.
dog.
Yeah, that's the real rap.
Got me
rap
out.
of the century right there.
For real.
I'll recite songs I've written, but I ain't trying to come out here and freestyle. And my mind ain't even ready for all that. I got so
Yeah.
much else going on in my
Yeah.
mind. I'm trying to remember where the fuck I put my keys this morning.
No, we made a pretty dope Ethernet cable song.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about
Ethernet-
that.
oh,
But
Devon.
that's fine.
Can we end it? Can we end it with the Ethernet cable song?
How did the Ethernet cable song go? We should have recorded it.
Yeah, we should have. That was. a
Because I
banger
forgot
for
the
sure.
melody.
The Ethernet cable song was kind of dope.
I forgot the melody of the Ethernet cable
It's
song.
bad. Y'all never hear it. It's fine.
You said y'all never-
Stuck in the
Yeah,
lab.
That's the
exclusive.
dopest song
It's one of
y'all
those,
would
yeah.
never hear.
Christmas time exclusive.
Yeah.
You'll never get. But yeah, I think that's about it, man. I think we'll wrap it up there.
Man, it's been
I
a
know we
good
got
time.
Kendrick
Thank
staying
you
here
for
all
coming
night.
out.
We basically
For
kidnapped
real.
Kendrick tonight. because
we
he
did.
came earlier and we made that Ethernet
You're
song.
never going home, Kendrick.
And so we'll get Kendrick out of here. Appreciate everybody stopping by. This is another episode of I Love Wednesdays. Like I said, make sure you guys check out Red Zone Rambling. Shout out to these guys right here for coming up with some great topics today, and appreciate it. Like I said, Kendrick for sticking around. Ryan, appreciate you going to go grab that Ethernet cord, my dude.
Y'all are making this happen.
Making it work.
Keep liking, sharing, following,
And,
supporting.
you guys work
build our
tomorrow?
Community business.
Yeah, I work
Thank you.
tomorrow.
What time?
9.
Woo!
I'm
Let's
off.
get you out of here, buddy.
I'm on.
All right, dude.
Bruh.
All right, y'all. We are out, and you guys have a great.